This one cabinet used to stress me out every single day. I'd open it, and something would fall out. Plastic lids, mismatched bowls, stuff I hadn't used in years. It made cooking feel like a chore. Sound familiar? You're not alone. In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you how to declutter your kitchen cabinets quickly and easily. No heavy lifting, no chaos, and no overwhelm. Just simple steps that anyone can do, even if you're short on time or energy. And the best part? You'll feel a difference the very same day. Let's make your kitchen a place you actually enjoy again. If you've ever opened a cabinet and had a lid come crashing down, or spent way too long digging for that one pan, you're not alone. Kitchen clutter sneaks up on all of us. It starts with just a few extra containers or gadgets, and suddenly, it feels like chaos every time you cook. For many of us, especially as we get older, clutter doesn't just get in the way, it drains our energy. It makes simple tasks feel harder than they should. And worst of all, it robs us of the calm we deserve in our own homes. But the good news is, it doesn't have to stay that way. Today, we're not overhauling your whole kitchen. We're starting small, just one cabinet. The one you use most, the one that drives you a little crazy every day. I'll walk you through a simple, 3-step method that takes less than 15 minutes. You won't need to buy anything, and you won't need to move heavy stuff around. Just a few smart choices using what you already have. And by the end, you'll not only have a cleaner cabinet, you'll feel lighter, more in control, and maybe even look forward to opening that door again. Let's take the stress out of your space, one easy step at a time. Step 1. Quick empty and group. Let's get started with step 1. Quick empty and group. Now don't worry, this isn't about dragging everything out or turning your kitchen into a war zone. We're keeping it simple and easy on your body and your energy. Because the goal here isn't perfection, it's relief. Start by opening your most used cabinet, the one that gives you the most grief. Now, instead of pulling out every single item, just focus on the first layer. That means the stuff right in front, the bowls you reach for often, the stack of containers that's about to tip, or those mystery lids that never seem to match anything. You're not emptying the whole thing, just enough to get a little breathing room. This small shift makes the task feel doable, not overwhelming. Now comes the fun part, grouping. As you take things out, begin placing similar items together on your counter or table. Put all the lids in one pile. Stack your plates, gather your mixing bowls, and line up the food containers. This doesn't have to be fancy, just organized enough that you can see what you have. Here's why this step matters. When things are scattered, it's easy to feel out of control. But when we group similar items, our brains start to make sense of the clutter. It gives us clarity, and clarity leads to confidence. You might even find yourself thinking, why do I have 6 plastic lids and only 3 containers? Or, do I really need 3 almost identical mixing bowls? This is where transformation begins, not in doing more, but in seeing clearly. You're not just tidying, you're reclaiming your space. You're sending your brain a message. This is my kitchen. I deserve to move through it with ease, not stress. Now, if you come across something you haven't used in months, or something you forgot you even owned, don't overthink it just yet. We'll deal with those items in the next step. For now, just focus on getting like with like. This step only takes a few minutes, but the shift it creates is powerful. Even if you stopped right here, you'd already have more order than you started with. And that's the beauty of this method. It builds momentum. One small action creates just enough progress to make you want to keep going. So to recap, step 1. Open your most used cabinet. Remove just the front layer. Don't empty everything. Group similar items together on the counter. Let yourself notice what you have and what might be more clutter than useful. Take your time. There's no rush. This is your kitchen, your rhythm, your pace. And just by doing this small part, you're already changing how your space feels. Step 2. Sort with a purpose. Now that you've grouped similar items together, it's time for step 2. Sort with a purpose. This step is where real clarity kicks in, not just for your cabinets, but for your peace of mind. So take a look at those small piles in front of you. Plates with plates, lids with lids, containers with containers. You're going to go through each group with intention. Not rushed, not overwhelmed, just thoughtful, gentle decisions. The kind that make your life feel a little easier every day. Start with this question. Do I use this weekly? If the answer is yes, great. That item earns a spot in your space. If not, take a breath and ask the next one. Is it easy to grab and put away? Because here's the truth. If something's hard to reach, hard to store, or always causes a mini avalanche when you touch it, it's not making your life easier. It's adding friction. And life after 60? We don't need friction. We need flow. Now here's a secret no one talks about. You don't have to wait for a big spring cleaning to give yourself permission to let go. You can make decisions based on how you live right now, not how you used to cook 20 years ago, or how you might use that fancy dish someday. So if you're holding on to a pan you haven't used in a year, or a set of plastic containers that are missing their lids, or maybe you've got 3 casserole dishes, but you only ever use one, this is the moment to give yourself some space. Literally and emotionally. You're not throwing things away recklessly. You're choosing what deserves a home in your everyday life. And if you're wondering what to do with the items you're letting go of, here's an easy system. Keep what you use weekly and what's easy to reach. Donate anything clean and usable that you simply don't need anymore. Someone else might love that extra pie dish or coffee mug. Trash or recycle anything broken, stained, or missing important pieces. No guilt, no pressure. Just simple decisions that honor the version of you today, not the one who used to cook, for a full house every weekend. And while you're sorting, take notice of what feels satisfying to let go. There's something quietly powerful about saying, I don't need this anymore. That moment, that release, is where clarity begins. Here's another tip. Don't let perfection slow you down. You're not aiming for a Pinterest-perfect kitchen. You're aiming for a space that works for you, where everything has a place, and nothing causes a headache. Let that be enough. Let that be worth it. And if you come across an item you're unsure about, give it a temporary pass. Place it in a small box labeled "Decide Later" and revisit it in a week. If you haven't missed it or reached for it by then, you'll know. Now, as you finish sorting, you might start noticing something unexpected. Less clutter on the counter, yes, but also a little less noise in your head, a little more calm in your space. And that's not just nice, it's necessary. You've earned a kitchen that makes your life easier, not heavier. So take this moment in. Feel that small sense of control returning. Feel that tension soften in your shoulders. You've just done something powerful with nothing but your attention and intention. Let's quickly review this step. Ask yourself, do I use this weekly? Is it easy to grab? Keep what helps your life today. Let go of what no longer serves you, guilt-free. Donate or discard items with purpose. Use a "Decide Later" box if you're unsure, and revisit it without pressure. Sorting is more than cleaning, it's clarity. And clarity, especially in the places we see every day, can be deeply healing. You've done beautifully so far. Now we're ready to put it all back in a way that truly works for you. Let's move on to step 3. Step 3, reset for ease. You've made it to step 3, reset for ease. And this is where the transformation really takes shape. Now that your items are sorted and only the useful, manageable ones remain, it's time to put everything back in a way that works for you, not against you. This isn't about stuffing it all in to make it fit. This is about creating a setup that feels natural, easy, and stress-free every time you open that cabinet. Let's start with one simple principle. What you use most often should be the easiest to reach. That means heavy items, like ceramic bowls or small appliances, should be at waist level or lower, so you're not lifting up high or straining to reach. Lighter items, like plastic lids or food containers, can go on higher shelves, but only if they stack securely and aren't a balancing act. And things you rarely use? Those can live in the back or on the highest shelf, out of the daily traffic zone. Think of your cabinet like a mini kitchen assistant. You want it to hand you what you need without making you search, bend, or brace for a lid avalanche. And here's where it gets fun, because a few tiny tools can make a big difference. If you have a small bin, a basket, or even an old shoebox, use it. Place all your loose, awkward items inside. Things like measuring cups, bag clips, or food storage lids. That way, instead of items sliding around or falling over, they're contained in one easy-to-grab spot. Don't have a bin handy? Coming up, I'll show you a $1 trick that keeps things from toppling and creates instant order using something you probably already have in your home. It's quick, cheap, and surprisingly satisfying. But for now, focus on this. Group items by function, not just by shape. For example, keep all food storage containers in one area. Put coffee items together, filters, scoops, mugs. Baking tools in one corner, meal prep items in another. That way, when you go to do a task, whether it's packing leftovers or making your morning tea, you're not running around. Everything is where it makes sense to be. It saves steps, saves time, and saves your energy. Now let's talk about stacking. Stacking is great, but only if it's stable. 3 containers is fine. 10 is a leaning tower waiting to fall. If something stacks too high or wobbles every time you touch it, split the stack in 2 and space them apart. You'll thank yourself later. Also, don't be afraid to leave a little empty space. Not every corner has to be filled. Sometimes, just having an open shelf makes the whole cabinet feel lighter, like your kitchen can finally breathe again. This part of the process is where many people rush, but I encourage you to slow down just a bit. Ask yourself as you put each thing back, do I like where this goes? Will I remember this spot tomorrow? Does this feel easy? Because organization should feel like support, not pressure. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're creating a system that fits you, your habits, your routines, and your needs right now. And here's that $1 trick I promised earlier. Take a few empty food containers, like a clean butter tub or yogurt cup, and use them as drawer organizers or shelf bins. They're lightweight, they slide easily, and they're free. Put lids in one, spice packets in another. Suddenly, what used to scatter now stays together. It's simple, smart, and it works. Another tip, if you ever feel unsure where something should go, think about where your hands go first. Let instinct guide your placement. Wherever your hand naturally reaches, that's the best spot. You've come a long way already. You've sorted, cleared, and now you're resetting with intention. And as you close that cabinet door, you're not just putting away dishes, you're giving yourself a gift. Ease. Ease when you're making breakfast. Ease when you're cleaning up. Ease when you open that door and don't have to brace for the chaos anymore. Let's take a moment to appreciate what you've done. You didn't need expensive organizers, hours of time, or anyone's approval. You just needed a little plan, a few good questions, and the willingness to try. So here's a quick recap of Step 3, Reset for Ease. Put heavier items at waist level or below. Group by function, not just by type. Use small bins or containers to corral loose items. Stack with stability, not stress. Use everyday items, like old containers, to stay organized on a budget. Leave space when you can. Breathing room counts as progress. And above all, set up your space to support your life today, not the way it used to be or how it should look. This is your kitchen. You get to decide what makes it feel like home. Now that the cabinet's reset and ready, it's time for the best part, seeing the full before and after, and reflecting on how it feels. I used to think decluttering meant tearing the house apart, hours of lifting, sorting, stressing. But somewhere after turning 60, I realized it's not about doing everything at once. It's about making one small change that helps me feel a little more in control. This one cabinet, it may not seem like much, but now, every morning when I reach for my tea, I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel calm, like I've cleared just enough space to breathe. And honestly, that little feeling, it carries me through the day. Here's the before: cluttered, frustrating, and honestly, something I avoided. And here's after just 15 minutes. No stress, no heavy lifting, just a little focus and a simple system that actually works. Now, I can find what I need without digging or guessing. And the best part? I actually enjoy being in the kitchen again. It feels lighter, calmer, like it finally fits the life I live now. What's the one cabinet in your home that drives you nuts? Tell me in the comments. I might tackle it next. And if this video inspired you to take just 15 minutes for yourself today to create a little calm in your space, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I share simple wins like this every week, because you deserve a home that supports the life you live now.